Hey YouTube, it's Leah Monet. Today we have an Amazon braid wig. The vendor is going to be Eufy. I've reviewed them before and it was pretty good quality, so we'll see how this one is as well. It's $100 on Amazon. Of course, it is Prime. So it came with a wig as well as a pair of lashes, which they're pretty thin, and then some stones like the jewelry pieces that you put on your hair. Alrighty, so let's jump into the cap construction. So here I'm just unboxing it. You'll see the braids are a little bent, and that's just because it's been in the packaging, so I'm going to put my scarf on those. You'll see there's plenty of baby hair, and then you can look at the lace itself. So it's just a close-up there. The lace looks pretty decent, and you can see it is like a closure wig. You have the two clips on the front, you have the real elastic band, and a clip as well on the bottom. And yeah, so this is just kind of like how the wig looks. You'll notice that it kind of gives the illusion that it's layered, but I will show you later on in the video that it's actually just going to be one layer of braids, and then you have the individuals on the bottom row just to kind of give it some more volume. So as always, I like to try the wig on fresh out of the pack just so that you can see how it would be with no customization. Again, here you'll be able to notice that it's not laying super flat, and that's just because the braids are bent a bit just from being in the packaging. And I also have a little small knot with like a ponytail in my hair in the back too. So now I'm about to go ahead and just start kind of laying my cap for like the bald head, or what is it, the bald cap method, whatever it's called. So I'm gonna try to do like a little mini version of it just to show you all how to look with a little bit of customization to it. Here I'm applying a little makeup along the perimeter, and I'm also going to put some going straight down the middle. There is a lot of space, or not a lot, but there's a decent amount of space in between each of the braids. So honestly, if you're going to do this for a true install, I do recommend putting makeup on kind of like that whole closure section, as well as the front where your baby hairs will be. So we're going to try her on again now that we have a little bit of makeup on the cap, and let's see how she looks. Here is a quick close-up of the lace again. So keep in mind, I haven't even cut the lace on the front part yet, and you can already see how it's blended in with my skin. Now I will say the braids, when you look at them, they look a little on the smaller side. I wish they would have either made the braids a little closer together or made them a little thicker, so that way it was less parting space between each of the braids. But because the lace kind of blends well with my skin tone already, it's not like a big deal. But I do think they could have benefited from making the braids a little thicker, or just making more of them and making them closer together. So as you've seen, I did put a little bit of glue on the actual lace, and I went ahead and cut it. So the last thing I need to do is to lay the baby hairs, which I would recommend plucking those a little bit. I didn't do too much plucking. I did cut them down a little bit because they were a little long for me. Honestly, these ones are still a little bit longer. I probably could have cut them a little bit more, but I didn't want to do too much, especially since it's my first time trying it on. So I did apply a little bit more foundation on top of the lace. I didn't use a ton of glue or foundation just because I was trying this on at nighttime, so I planned on like reinstalling it the next day. But I do think it blended fairly decent, but when you do it seriously, you'll get better blending than what I did. So now I'm just going to show you kind of the final look. Again, the braids are bent from the packaging. The lace looks good. I had the baby hairs. They had plenty of baby hairs pre-plucked and set aside for you. Again, I do wish the braids were a little closer together to kind of cover in some of those gaps in the lace a bit. So here I'm just showing you how the cap looks underneath that top row. So again, it's the illusion that it's multi-layered, but really underneath they have some lace and they have some individual braids on there just to kind of give you some more volume. And I've done this style, I've braided this style in my head, and I use basically the same braiding pattern for this. Yeah, so I think it looks good. It's not heavy. The braids are super neat. Really, I have no critiques to this unit besides just the parting of it. I wish the braids were a little bit closer on top. Otherwise, the unit didn't have any smell. It came super fast. For $100, I think it's a really reasonable price for the wig. Definitely recommend it. Check it out on Amazon, and I will link it below.